back, everybody. Thanks for checking this out. This is round one of the APA Masters Championship. If you didn't see my video from the mini tournament, I kind of explained a little bit why the video quality is just like it was shot on a potato. But I was using vertical live on YouTube to stream these matches. If you check those out live, thank you for being there. It was a lot of fun. Other side note, like quality recording related, if you want to give me some feedback on the audio, I had to reconfigure like almost my whole setup when I moved. Hoping the audio levels are okay. They look like they might be coming in a little high. But I'm just trying to get that dialed in, background noise and whatever. But yeah, this is round one, match number one, and we were playing a team called No Worries. Guy's name is Joseph Gilkerson, and didn't have a Fargo. But yeah, first match right out of the gate. By the way, these are my parents. They were there checking me out. My dad is a pool player himself, and has a lot of fun, like little expressions, little like reactions throughout the match. So keep an eye on Dad. I thought about setting up like a little dad cam thing. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but interesting first rack here. So it makes a good break shot. Things lay up pretty good with the exception of this one ball, like immediate problem, right? And his 3-ball blocks the 9 in the top left. So he's got to figure out, does he want to open up that pocket? He doesn't. So he goes for the cut on the 4. A lot of players will do that, you know, if you don't have a good run out option. No reason to try for it. But after my mini tournament, I came out feeling really good. I was practicing a little bit, working on some of the things that came up in that match, and it just seemed like it was helping me out big time to have gotten that kind of preview, to know what was going on, what was working, what wasn't. And confidence was high. I didn't know any of these guys, you know, we had never played with them before, didn't really know what to expect. But I came in with this attitude, like I don't really care who I play. I don't want to look them up. That's another thing about when I'm in this kind of competition. I'm not getting on the Fargo app and like looking them up and trying to figure out like, okay, are they a 600? Are they sub 6? Are they 650? You know, 700s. I really just don't want to know. I'd rather just play my best game. This is just kind of like set up a trap kind of decision. Clear that pocket, cut down his options to where he's very limited. You know, he can make a good hit, but do these even go? You know, is there a super thin back cut on the 4? Maybe. It's tough. And I've talked about this before on the channel, but you know, the amount of pressure in this kind of situation, you can't really see it just based on the way that I cut the video, but there are a lot of people watching this match, and this our opposing team in particular had pretty much this whole section on the left. I'll talk about this guy here in a second. But that whole section on the left was there to cheer for No Worries, our opposing team. Nice shot. Yeah, this is tough though. It's one of those where getting safe is very challenging, and the more balls you make, the fewer options you have. So he really doesn't want to make the 7 ball unless he feels like there's a bank. I don't know if he can cross the 1 without a double kiss. Maybe he feels like he can feather the 1 in front of the 14. That might be tricky. Yeah, feathering it like that, it's so touchy, especially under pressure. Might be just kicking into it, trying to send it across. Yeah. Knocks my 15 around, but 15's playable. This is the trouble. is the trouble area. You got to identify that right away. 15 blocks the 12, so your sequence is going to look like 15 early, if not right away. Or maybe I just clear the 14 and then work my way down. But you got to get from the 15. It looks like the 10 will set you back up for the 12. And this is something that was cool about my gameplay when I was out there. In most of my matches, I was settled enough to just sort of see those patterns right away. And that very sort of intuitive. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of spin over towards the 9 here, probably. Very sort of intuitive way. Oh, getting a little tight on the 9. It's still workable. I think I'll probably just pull away from the 9 to shape the 10, go to the 12. You know, I'm not going to be crazy about the 11 ball as the key ball, but it's playable. Either get straight on it and draw back, or get an angle to come out and across. Yeah. I was pointing there to basically where I would end up off the 12 to get on the 11 for the key ball. Maybe the thinking was get from the 10 to the 11 and use the 12 as the key, but that can be a little tricky unless you're really straight on the 12 to get to the 8. So just going to ease this in. Maintain an angle on the 12 as always, almost always. And just going to be able to roll down here, simple high ball, roll through this, get reasonably straight on the 11, and then I should be able to either come down and back, or no, I'm just going to play straight on it. These are good too. I'll set this up for myself sometimes in a match where I need to settle because I'm still feeling a little crunchy here, a little jittery. I want to just be able to draw this back real smooth, but not a ton of spin. You notice that it's more of like kind of almost like a stun draw type stroke. Masters format, you just call your pocket. You don't have to mark it. Yeah, solid out. Second ball break was okay for me. No crazy results. And certainly there were clusters. There were some situations where I'd have a cluster like this, and I love those. It's very straight pool, you know, to work those patterns. And my dad calls it pool surgery. You're just like, you know, meticulously picking apart the rack. That's a thrilling aspect of bar box 8-ball to me. I think right away Jojo gets himself in trouble here. He's real thin on this back cut on the 3. Maybe he just kind of pushes a ball into the cluster. I think you send your opponent up table off the 3 and limit their options. That could work. He just went full into it, but that is not going to get a rail. All right, guys, who's trying to get out from here? Me. This is a mess. This one is an absolute mess. Obviously, you need to address this situation right away. And it's that same kind of idea where the 10 is a blocker for the 15. You got to clear that out. The 11 goes, but you're really just the one pocket, I believe, bottom left. The 9 and the 14 are not too bad. I think the 9 goes past the 14. So what I start to address is, can I use the 12 to open these up? Do I have to roll into anything? And if I do, is that going to make things harder? Another concept that I learned a while back is you have your trouble balls or your trouble situation. Use, you know, pocket another ball to get yourself shape on the trouble ball. I remember feeling a little shaky on this shot. Yeah, I didn't hit it good. But I'm pretty much guaranteed to get on it as long as I don't really miscue. So here's the idea. I want to roll into the 2 ball in such a way that I give myself a look at either the 10 or the 9. Okay, so I just played for the 10. This is good because it keeps the 15 on the rail in a playable spot. And now I can come out and across. Sorry, I think this is the 13 and this is the 9. I should be able to cross this and get shape on the 13. The 15's playable now, though. This is part of this like jazzy 8-ball thing. Coming back around for the 15 is treacherous, so why don't we just take the 15 and shape the 13 or the 10 from there. I don't know if I can hold it for the 10 or if I have to spin down for the 13. I had to come across it. That's okay. Same kind of consideration where coming back around for the 10 can be touchy, but I've got good shape on the 13. Maybe the 9 is playable from here. And I can roll back out. This might be a little weirder than it looks. 13's pretty thin if you're cutting it, and it's probably going to want to roll past the 9 and the 14. If I have a look at the 9, I can either hold it for the 14 or come back out and play for the 10 and the 13. Yeah, I'm going to spin away from this and play just like tight short table position to come back in. Yeah, that'll do. That was pretty high percentage. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough to play that reliably unless you're practicing short table like that. But I knew that I was going to get a look at either the 13 or the 10. If I underhit it, I can come into the 13 and shape the 10. If I overplay it, I'm going to get a look at the 10, and vice versa. I can come back around for the 13. This one's just thin. Come out and across beyond the proper side of the 13 so that I have a way to get over for the 14. Nice, easy touch. Cross the line just slightly, but I should be able to ease this in. Yeah, I'm just looking at my tracks. Come across this 13, a little bit of inside to keep it low on the table. And then I'll be able to basically just go like running ball, like high inside on the 14. Yeah, just, give yourself easy bridging. 8 goes on the right-hand side. Look at the tempo. It's something that I'm working on a lot. And when I'm really settling, I'm going to start to ease into that. There's just like artifacts of that second guessing, the what about this? What if this goes wrong? What happens if I do this? It's just not coming up anymore. Little spike of adrenaline there. There's some like mannerisms that I'll exhibit when I get excited. I'll start like kind of shrugging my shoulders, or I'll shake a little bit, or I'll like have the cue in my hand and I'll kind of like rock it forward a little bit. I'm not trying to like posture or anything weird. It's just a way to try to vent that. Oh, by the way, while I'm figuring this out, this gentleman over here ends up being on another team, the team that we would play if we win this match. He's on the next team. So him and his captain were kind of like scoping us out, and they were watching my match, and they watched the match after this just to basically see what they were dealing with. It's smart. Open up with a tough 9-ball here. But balls just go in if you want them to. Yeah, tied up the 10. Turn this into a really tough out. So it's like the 13 and the 10 are tied up. Might just have to play safe from here. Don't really see a good way to get those out of there. Pretty straight on the 12. I don't think I could force follow down into them. That'd be really aggressive. So probably just simple safe, open up the 10, leave him on top of the 13 if there's room for that. Otherwise, come thin off of them and send him down table. You're basically handing him back an opportunity to re-safe you, but yeah, I don't know, could be worse. I'd put the 13 on top of the 3, which is not the best. I would rather have left the 13 in this open space. But it's just control strategies, right? Like make sure that you're not selling out anything too easy. And with the exception of maybe a back cut on the 7, he doesn't have much in the way of offense. Oh, he's just going to go for it though, right? He's got to. It's good effort. Don't put me in a weird spot. All right. 15 doesn't cross. I think the 2's in the way. Hard to tell if I have the edge on the 14 to cut it. I think I remember this shot. I think I play the 12 here, guys. I think I'd back cut this 12 and I just bank it in, basically. Like, I know that it'll, if I hit it really sweet, it'll roll in off the long rail. And the 12 no longer goes in the bottom right, so you might as well at least send it towards a pocket. Pressure shot. Got to stay level on these. Yeah, I just remember feeling so steady on this one. I have a good look at the 14. I don't know if it's too thin to get into them. It looks like low outside, low right should get me into the, yeah, maybe the 3 ball. Looks like it. It'd be a nice way to open it up. I don't think the 15 avails you anything from here. It's a bit of a stretch to get to the 14, but this should be playable. I don't remember how this one shakes out. Made the ball, but it came off thinner than I thought it would. $15 and the 2 get shuffled around a little bit. The 10 got nudged out. Looks like I'm just rolling the 10 back safe. Still didn't leave it in a great spot to offer myself a breakout opportunity, but his options are limited too. His 1 and his 3 are in trouble. He does have some offensive options here, though. The cut on the 4 is not terrible. Hard to get safe from here. Might be able to just play, if you wanted to go safe, play thin off the 6, bank the 6 back toward the 15, leave the cue ball, basically split. You might have the 7. Tried it. I remember the shot too. He puts me on the short side of the 15, and I just start to feel like I can make him from anywhere. So I'm just going to make the 15, but it's really tough to shape the 13 or the 10 from here. So like, woohoo, you made a cool shot, but was it the right shot? The right time for that shot? Probably just playing shape to go safe again. I knew I was going to get a look at it, but that there's not much I can do. I don't mind that. It's a good little cluster. I think I was trying to leave it on the 1 ball, though, to block that, because he might be able to just cue the 1 at the 7. And that opens things up for him. He might just have a perfect little line between the 3 and the 10 to get at the cue ball here. He doesn't even have to bridge over anything. Yeah, just played it at the wrong speed. Left a window. Oh, he's going at the 3? That's surprising. Maybe he doesn't like the back cut. Makes a good hit. Doesn't give me the 10. Doesn't seem like the 10's frozen, but there's just not a lot of pixels on the screen right now, so I can't tell. Simple safe on the 10, just like nudging into that. Doesn't really get you too much because he can still strike the 3. Unclear if the 13 will bank. That's probably the shot, though. Because you make that, you're getting out. Just keep the cue ball there. The line looked pretty good. I just needed to compensate. Wow, imagine fluking in that 13 and getting shape on the 10. That'd be gross. It happened to me in my league match last night. I started playing 8-ball league out here, and I had 2 flukes in the same set. I know we're all playing by the same rules, but I do not enjoy continuing my run after one of those. You got to be playing the 7-ball here, right? It doesn't look like he's... Is he trying to play the 1 off the 13? Maybe the 7's not cuttable. He's got the 3. Maybe, the 1 doesn't go past the 10 anymore, so he's got to make it. If he can pocket the 1 off the 13, that's a potentially game-winning shot. Nice touch. So he needs some breathing room here. He's on top of the 4. Play the 3 or the 6. Come across. Yeah, probably play the 6 and come across for the 3. Stay above it a little bit. Oh, he's getting below it. He'll be okay, though. On the rail, but he's comfortable here. He's just going to shoot through that. Yeah, now he's got to take the 7. You wouldn't want to shoot the 5, bridging over the 4. Just decide where the 4 is going. It does look like it'll go between the 8 and the 10. So he should be okay there. Just like connect the dots, right? I think he should be okay. Oh, he wants to shoot the 4 right now. I guess if he's on it, he's comfortable shooting that close. That was probably fine. I feel like I'm not always the best judge of those. Like sometimes it's really obvious if it's a double hit, but there are times where I question it and it doesn't seem like anyone else is questioning it. You think I would know enough about the game by now to tell? This can still work out. Left himself a bit of a tester on the 2-ball. I know that he would have wanted that in the side. But he's bearing down. You can tell he's not really getting flustered by this. Good shot. That's a good one. Didn't leave himself on the 13. Good finish. Eight's tracking. Not enough. Solids are tough here. The position of the 6. Opening shot's tough too. Maybe the 11 goes on the side. It does. Good shot. It's got some options here. The 15's in that gross spot, I'm pretty sure. Right by the point. Over the side. But I'll have to see what else. He's going for the 9 off the 15 in the side, which is smart. Because that'll open up the 15. Yeah, that's well played. What's our plan for the 8? I think he's too flat on the 14 to spin around for the 8 right now. The 15 doesn't get you there. The 12 doesn't get you there. I think the 10 is still in a rough spot. He might just try to take the 10 straight back. These are tough racks. Not a lot of great options, and you end up sort of just shooting yourself into a corner. It's good bank. Hit it nice and full. High ball. Kind of tightens up the angle. Came out and around. The 4 ends up getting knocked in. How'd it finish? Not great. He can bring the 14 back. He should be able to get shape on the 12. But does the 12 go between the 2 and the 7? Unless you play it off the 7. I'd almost rather bank the 14 back, but leave it in the pocket. Do you really want to make it from there? Whoa, this might work out. Still, it's tough to get on the 8. Unless he's banking the 8 in the bottom left. If he can get a line on the 8, I don't know if it goes past the 6. Best case for me is he opens up the 8 and can't get out. Do you just play safe from here? Do you just like leave the cue ball on the 5? It's a big exhale. He must be feeling it. He's going after it. Rolled into the 5. This is touchy. Awkward queuing around the 7. You want to try to get safe here because you can't really make it. I don't think it's possible to cross this to send the 8 over here from where he is. And I don't think it's possible to, he's calling it right here. I don't think it's possible to roll through that 6 ball from here. Try to ease it in, or is he going to try to spin it in? I don't know. He just played full into it. Tough. Well, I'm thankful my 7 ball's there. Otherwise, I'd probably be looking at playing a safe. And this is not a simple gimme out, but it's not super tricky either. I should be able to just make the 7 come out to center table and then weigh my options from there. You don't need to do anything crazy to get position here. Just make the ball. And you've got protection too, because the 8's in a tough spot. So really just, oh, I played it pretty full. I wonder if I was trying to play it full just to hold for the 3. Not sure I needed to do that, but the ball went down. Yeah, now decision time. Do you come across for the 5 and the 1? I think you got to play the 3 here. Come across for the 5 if you're drawing it out, or play towards the 5 to land on the 1. I was trying to shape the 5, but I crossed the line. I'm not completely straight on the 1, so maybe I'm just punching out and down. These are playable, but it's easy to underhit this ball. Yeah, I let up on it. And I played the 1 to the wrong side of the pocket. I can't imagine I attack a bank here because the shape's no good. I'm probably just going to play safe. I'll remember this. I try to split them. Watch the speed here. Kind of a 2-rail bank. Very, very close to a hook. He's got an edge on the 8. That played pretty nice. Good speed. Good separation, right? The cue ball's almost as far away from the 8 as it can be. You just play a simple safe here, I think, right? You just thin off the 8, send the cue ball away, up this way, into here. He's calling it in the top left. Maybe he thinks a 2-railer's on? Yeah, he must think he can 2-rail this. That'd be pretty sweet. I don't see those. I don't know how to look for that. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, he tried it. A little risky. Turning it loose. How does it finish? Tester. It's a tester. I seem pretty settled at this point, so I'm probably just going to fire at the top left and like float across. Yeah, I just feel like I can make everything right now, so I'm just going to rifle this in. This plays in the side, but it's kind of a tricky angle, and unless you know your tangents really well into the side, you could just roll into the 8 and make it funky. So yeah, I think I'm just going to pop this in. Don't mess with the side pocket at all. Stay above the side. And I'm not too concerned there about the speed. I'm not trying to get cute and like hold it. Just make the ball. I'm still on the proper side of the 8 ball, so it's going to be fine. Settled. I love starting with these 8 ball sets and getting a little lead. Give me a look at something. Don't drop. So, can I get a little break and run action going here? Probably. This is playable, right? Pocket the 11, 12, 14 plays. 10's blocker for the 15, but it's easy to get shape. So like these 3 are solved. I'm looking at the 12, 14. I think the problem with the 12, 14 is if you make the 14, is the 12 gonna get stupid on you and go too high? Play the 11 and shape the 14 directly? That's touchy. Am I cutting the 10 to remove that now and then coming out across to get a better look at the 11? Should just be like out and back. Pretty firm. Pretty firm. Messed up my 8 ball. It was a weird decision. I don't know why I played it at that speed. Basically, I think I needed to just come out this way and stay in the center of the table. Yeah. Just mishit it, I guess. There's no reason to hit it at that speed. It's still playable, but it's just dramatically more difficult now. I might be able to shape the 12. Yeah. I don't know if I could hold it for the 12 in the top left, but... Okay. That was interesting, right? It's a bank with the intention of opening up the 8. Maybe the 14 goes, maybe it doesn't. And leaving him kind of tough. Nope, I think he ended up with the 7. Jojo's got a chance here. The 2-4 is a little weird, and you have to get under the 3. So these are the immediate problems, right? He's on the 6. The 6 takes him to the 1, but then you have to get from the 1 to the 5. I don't think the 4 will go from here. Oh, unless he's cutting the 6 in the side. 6 in the side, overcut it. Made my 14. There were a lot of things happening on that shot. Okay. So these shots they're so important to know. And I need more time practicing these. But kind of stun out and around, yeah. You're like adjusting your tangent to really come tight around the 2 ball to get shape on the 15. I remember this wreck. I remember what happens here. I hit this pretty good, but I definitely need more time with these. It's also really case dependent because, obviously all the tables are going to play different. rails are going to respond differently, but you just need to know what your regular results are and then make the adjustment. And I don't have a great sense. So like very close, but not quite there. The thin cut is on. I should at least get it close to the pocket. I don't think the bank is on, and I don't think the bank avails you position anyway. So I'll probably just thin this to the top left and come out and across. It's gonna end up being like a 1, 2, 3 type thing. You really have to tighten this up. This is a high ball, probably a pinch of inside, and there's just such a high chance you're gonna run into the 3 or even the 2, depending on how much spin you use. But this is tough. Also worth practicing though, because it's that edge to edge aiming. Comes up a lot. And if you know how to do it, it's going to get you out of trouble. Didn't miss it by that much. Too thick, right? Like it clearly went into the long rail. But these are league cut diamond pockets, and so they're pretty forgiving. Speed was off. No, actually, I ran into the 2. I think the speed was probably okay. Jojo's got to play safe here, right? Like there's no way he's trying to get out. I guess he could. What are the options? You could send the 5 at the 15 to make it come out and around. Playing both. That's risky. He could come off the 1 or the 6 and try to hide me from the 15. It's a little touchy. And you have a chance of burying the 8. He could play the 15 and do the same thing, although then he might be putting me on the 8. He's just using the 1 to tuck me up there. Full into the 1. It's a good play because then you're guaranteed to get behind the 8 ball. But I just look at my lines here to make sure that the 15's makeable, and I have to consider whether I want to go 1 or 2 rails at this. And this choice really matters because the sort of the angle that it comes in is going to dictate where the cue ball goes and whether or not you can keep it there. So it's just my tried and true 1 rail kick system here. Little shift. And I know that I have to ease into this. I don't want to overhit it and lose my shape on the 8. Dude ends up, you see my cue? Dude ends up fully like walking into me while I was down on the shot. And I guess it turned out it was my fault somehow. I just was in the zone and I didn't see him. And he happened to be down on the shot at that point. But he like got up and bumped me. Luckily it didn't foul. But I just reset. Feels pretty good, man. Yeah, there's that like, I gotta pump the cue to get that excess energy out. Boom. Onto 9 ball. Get down 1 ball. Do something. Yay. My 9 ball break was on point. Obviously, it's rack dependent, you know, but for the most part, I was playing very controlled. I was not scratching on the break. I was reliably making a ball. Cue ball control was pretty much where I wanted it to be. This is a little tough. Might have to go around the 6, coming thin into the 2, high inside. But it's hard to get a look at the 3. I could probably just come out and back, but then the 7 and the 8 are pretty big. Got to go for something here. Safe is probably the smarter play. It's a good play. Get right behind the 7. Yeah. I think I end up with a look at the 3 though, don't I? I might even have the full ball. Risky. I think the right speed is, you know, to try to play into this window, right? So then you have a look at the 3 and it takes you towards the 4. But I usually hit these pretty good. spent a good amount of time working on the mechanics of shooting over a ball. Overcut it, but do I just split them on the 9 here? Or do I try to play the 5? I just try to split them on the 9. That's pretty gross. It's a tough hit. And he broke it up. Unfortunate. Just figure out the 5 to the 6. Could play between the 7 and the 8. That's the key shot, really. Yeah, just gonna pop that in. Yeah, I'm just playing to this window between the 7 and the 8, and I know that basically the foot spot is the sweet spot. So just come out and across. Don't need to get too cute here. You don't need to spin this too much. Put it right on the foot spot. Good speed. And I either stun up for the top left corner, or maybe I can warp around. If I'm really feeling myself right now, which it seems like I am. Come across for the 7 on the right side. Yeah, I hit that sweet. Probably flat on the 7, so I can't play the 8 in the same side, but just roll under the 8 here. Pure speed control. Just make sure that you're on the good side of the 8. That's okay. I think I came across it on purpose, though, so that I could draw over. Pretty natural. Just maybe a touch of spin to correct here. But yeah, just like stun draw to float across. That's a clinical out, man. Like, play a couple tough shots, play a lockup safe, get ball in hand, and take care of the rest of it. That's good. That one feels good. Oh, I switched sides. Close to scratching that time. I wonder why. I wonder if the rack was weird on one side. And I'm going to end up scratching. Yeah. Oh, well. So he's got ball in hand. He doesn't go after the 1-9, which you'll see a lot of players do that when they're kind of in a hole. Gets a little funny on the 2. He could try to cut this. It probably goes past the 7. Cutting it in the side is tough because you're sending yourself into a lot of traffic down there. Big picture, there is an out here. The 5-6 plays, the 7 goes. Nothing's really blocked up, but based on where he left himself on the 2, it's gotten tough right away. Does he need to play safe? I think he's just got to go after this. Maybe he's going after the 9. It's not a bad play, honestly, based on where he's at. Oh, where he was at on the 2. He was trying to go so thin off the 2. So let's see. Does the 7 still go past the 9? It won't really matter because by then the 4 will have been made. So I need to get good on the 3 so that I can come off the 4 and back up for the 5-6. Yeah, center table. I'm looking at basically just drawing down into here on the 4. Shouldn't be too crazy. Honestly, even a stop shot on the 2 could get me there. I wouldn't have to do too much on the 3. I like this decision, though. I always like these, where if you can roll into your zone, you can see where you're going. Favor that with ball in hand. Did I cross the line? Or am I just like perfectly straight on it? And it got weird. I might have to look at a 4-9 combination now. Yeah, I had to play short side on the 4. And under hit it. So now I have to basically spin the cue ball off the 4 and go after the 9. Bit of a two-way because I'm sending the 4 away from the cue. But I should be able to make this. Here again, you have to decide if you're trying to come straight at it or if you want to use the rail. I think in this case, you always want to use the rail to open that up. And the spin's going to help kind of ease it in. You have to go pretty deep into the short rail here, but just that, I wouldn't say extreme right-hand spin, but a good amount of spin to kind of help open up that angle. Real smooth, real full into the 9. I guess not too much of a two-way because the 4 would have just ended up out in the center of the table, but it doesn't need to be a two-way if you make the 9. Pretty good break. Very good break, actually. 2 balls down. Good look at the 1. This is run-out territory. I should be able to get... Oh, geez. I thought the 9 was the cue ball. I guess not. Play safe. Put him... the 1 leaked out a little bit. I was playing the cue ball. Wanted the cue ball under the 5. Maybe a little greedy. I think I was just trying to send the 1 at the 9 to play both. Jojo's in a tough spot here, man. He's got to look at the 1. I mean, just make sure you don't scratch, I guess. Make a good hit. I probably just play this. I probably just make this ball and come across for the 2. I usually feel pretty good about these. Yeah, queuing's not obstructed by the 5. Maybe partially. I should be able to just level out and get into this. Oh, yeah, it might be a little weird. I'm elevating a little bit, which is interesting. Overcut. I fluked it in. Well, we take those. These will settle me too, or I'll hit this 2 ball and spin back for the 3 in the side, get below the 3 so that it takes you to the 5 ball. Yeah, nice. Use the second rail to open it up. Stop shot. Solve the 7. I should be out from here. 7's going to end up in the right side, most likely. Yeah, I'm in dead stroke. I'm like perfectly still. Oh, I look at the top left. I don't think you should do that, man. Yeah, play it in the right side. Yeah, come down there. Nice easy touch towards the 9. Don't land on the 9 though, please. Okay. Okay. One final spicy shot, I guess, to finish this. You just focus on making the 7 ball here. You're pretty much always going to get some kind of look at a cut shot on the 8. The more you try to do with the cue ball, the worse the 7 ball gets. So just don't get greedy. Make this ball. I got greedy. Spun out a little bit on me. It's gonna get interesting. It's not too bad. Close to my work, as they say. But I should just be able to coax this in with a little spin. And it should take me neatly around for the 9. Yeah. Easy touch. Feather this in, and that is all she wrote. Nice. GG. Thanks, guys. Thanks for checking this out. Very strong start for me. I felt awesome about this. It's kind of riding high. Again, awesome to have, friends and family there, especially family. It's just really cool talking to mom and dad about that stuff, and them seeing me compete at this higher level. My captain went on to win match number 2. And so we went 2 and out, won that first round, went on to round 2, which was the following day at 1 p.m. Or no, it was later that same night. I'm in a new time zone, so it's all different. Switch this over. So yeah, we played that first match at 5 p.m. the first day, and then the next match was 9 p.m. that night. So just kind of, rapid fire. But stay tuned. These matches are really interesting. There was one that I sat out, so I don't have footage from that for my own commentary. But yeah, round 1, shut that down, won the first match, set a good tone. Captain got up there and won his, so we were able to go rest and recover a little bit for that later evening match. Stick around, lots more to come, and you'll be seeing me again soon.